Dear students, good morning. Yesterday we were learning about the calculation of sacrifice ratio and gaining ratio. Today let us see a new topic, and before starting that new topic there is a theory part which is important for you, that is difference between sacrifice ratio and gain ratio, which is given in page number 117. So now let us see what is given in differences. Sacrifice ratio and gaining ratio. Meaning, for sacrifice ratio, old partners giving their profit share in favor of new partners, or changes in existing partners' profit and loss ratio due to the reconstruction of a partnership firm, where any partners give its profit share in favor of other partner is called sacrifice. So that means the old partners giving away their part of profit to a new partner is called sacrifice. Now, gaining ratio. Share of retiring partners received by existing partners, or changes in existing partners' profit and loss sharing ratio, where some partners' sacrifice is received by existing partners, is called gain ratio. That means whatever the share a new partner gets from the old partner, that is called the gain ratio. When it is computed, at the time of admission of a new partner and reconstruction of partnership firm, a sacrifice ratio of old partners is computed. At the time of retirement of a partner and at the time of reconstruction of partnership, a gaining ratio of existing partners is found. Now coming to the formula, sacrifice ratio is equal to old share minus new share, gain ratio new share minus old share. It was based on these two formulas that we did exercises yesterday. Why is it found? Now what is the need for calculating these two ratios? Sacrifice ratio is found to distribute the goodwill which is brought in a new partner for his share, and to give by adjustments of goodwill at the time of reconstruction of a partnership firm. Gaining ratio is found for the share of goodwill to the retiring partner by the existing partners in their gain ratio, and to give adjustment of goodwill due to reconstruction of partnership firm. Now let us learn the next topic, that is revaluation accounts of assets and liabilities of a partnership firm and its accounting effect. Now here revaluation means reconsideration of the values of assets and liabilities, as there comes a change in the partnership due to admission, retirement or death of a partner. Again there is a necessity to revalue the assets and liabilities. The book value of assets and liabilities recorded in the books of a partnership firm when brought at present value is called revaluation of assets. It means recorded assets and liabilities are shown at new value, which is called revaluation of assets and liabilities. Recorded assets and liabilities may be higher or lesser than its actual or real value. It may be possible. So here the recorded assets and liabilities may be higher or lesser than its actual and real value. So that means there will be a difference when we revalue these assets, and there is a need to record this change in the value. It may be possible that with the passage of time, the price of fixed assets such as land and building may go up. In the same manner, there may not be any provision for reserve on debtors or bills receivable. In the same manner, it may be possible that liabilities increase or decrease, or the liabilities remain unrecorded. Due to all these reasons, if the partners have decided to revalue the assets and liabilities of a firm, then its accounting effects are given. Now, let us see the accounting effects of revaluation of assets and liabilities of a partnership firm. At the time of giving the accounting effect of revaluation, the following rules should be remembered. Now let us take each case separately. First one, if there is increase in the assets receivable, then it is a profit. When at the time of revaluation if the value of asset increase. So assets receivable, then it is called profit. During revaluation, if there is decrease in assets receivable, then it is called a loss. If there is increase in liabilities or provisions, then it is called loss. If there is decrease in liabilities or provisions, it is called profit. So all these four are of the same effects. That means if assets increase, profit; assets decrease, loss; liabilities increase, loss; liabilities decrease, profit. Now, if there is unrecorded assets, means it is a profit for the firm. If there are unrecorded liabilities, again liabilities increase, so it is a loss. In above circumstances, when profit arise, then respective account is debited. So this is important. When profit arise, then respective account is debited and revaluation account is credited. And when loss arise, then the revaluation account is debited and the respective account is credited. Now, balance of assets is always debit. A 1 mark question. Balance of assets is always debit balance. And the opposite effect is balance of liabilities is always credit balance. Now, balance of assets is always debit. Therefore, if assets value increase, then assets account should be debited and revaluation account will get credited because it is profit. On the contrary, that is, if assets value reduce or decrease, then revaluation account will be debited and asset account will be credited. Now let us see what happens to liabilities. Balance of liabilities is always credit. Therefore, if the liabilities value increase, then the realization account will be debited and liabilities account will be credited as it is a loss. On the contrary, if the liabilities value decrease, then liabilities account will be debited and revaluation account will be credited. Effect of changes, that is the adjustments in the value of assets and liabilities, are given in the revaluation account. So it is also known as profit and loss adjustment account. This is again a 1 mark question. Another name for revaluation account is profit and loss adjustment account. So revaluation account is also called profit and loss adjustment account. Now these are the effects. So now let us see the journal entries based on these 6 effects. First effect was when if there is an increase in the value of asset. So respective assets account debit to revaluation account. So increase in the value of asset is profit. So respective assets account debit and revaluation account credit. When there is decrease in the value of asset. So decrease in the value of asset shows loss. So revaluation account debit to respective assets account. When there is a provision for doubtful debt or discount reserve. So here revaluation account debit to bad debt reserve account to discount reserve on debtors account. As the provision increases, so it is a loss. So revaluation account debit to bad debt reserve to discount reserve on debtors. If there is an unrecorded asset, so here unrecorded asset shows a profit, or if there are accrued income, so the firm doesn't know but income is accrued, or prepaid expenses. Expenses what we prepay is an added advantage to us, or it is considered as a gain or profit. So here respective assets account debit, accrued income account debit, prepaid expenses account debit to revaluation. So whenever there is a advantage or a profit or a gain in business, revaluation account is credited. If there is an increase in the amount of liability, so the opposite effect, that is revaluation account debit to respective liability. If there is a decrease in the amount of liability, so it is a benefit to the firm, so respective liability account debit to revaluation account. When an entry made for unrecorded liability in the books, then unrecorded liability or outstanding liability is a loss for the business. So revaluation account debit to outstanding liability. When revaluation account is closed, if profit, so after revaluing the assets and liabilities, if it is a profit, then revaluation account debit to partners, capital or current account. Being due to revaluation, profit is distributed between the partners in the ratio of profit and loss. So that means whenever there is a profit, after revaluing the assets and liabilities, the journal entry is revaluation account debit to partners capital or current account. That profit goes to the partners in their profit sharing ratio. And on the contrary, if it is a loss after revaluing the asset, opposite effect. Partners capital and current account debit to revaluation, and the partners will distribute the loss in their profit and loss ratio. Let us see the specimen or the pro forma of a revaluation account. What are the items in the debit side? To assets account, that is decrease in the asset value. To bad debt reserve, to discount reserve on debtors. To liabilities, that is increase in liability. To outstanding liability, increase in liability. And to partners capital account, that is profit. So to assets, to bad debt reserve, to discount reserve on debtors, to liabilities, to outstanding liability and the profit. Now towards the credit hand side, by assets, that is increase in the asset value. Again, if there is unrecorded assets, by assets, by accrued income, by prepaid expenses, by liability, and if it is a loss, by partners capital account loss.